Hola YouTube and welcome back to my channel. I am your girl BeautyByLinnoria across all my social media platforms. If you would, go ahead and leave me a comment on this particular look. Go ahead and let me know what look you want to see next in the color series that I'm doing for you guys. And of course, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, sharing it with your family, friends, loved ones, co-workers, and of course, thumbs up this video. But if you're ready to go ahead and get into this green look and see how we were able to bring a little bit of neon into the actual green look, then you already know. Let's get into it.
You might be the one taking me home. One thing really do one.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this look. I'm gonna go ahead, I've already did my eyebrows, Color Pop, Tie and Crooks, Brow Girl, you know, my usual suspects, and I went ahead and cleaned it up with the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Concealer. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my Louise makeup base, and this is in Rumour 01. And I'm going to go ahead and mute out my eyelids. We're going to be doing a green look, and I'm really trying to figure out how I could really make this look pop and work. I'm taking my Morphe E45, and I'm going to use that to go ahead and blend this out. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my Juvia's Place, the Tried by Juvia's, and I'm going to go ahead and utilize these two greens. I'm going to go ahead and utilize Masai and Tootsie, these two shades right here. And I'm really trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with the eye as far as green. I'm going to go ahead and use my Juvia's Place. This is a small corner brush. This is a J8. And I'm going to go ahead and go into Masai first. And I'm going above the crease with this one. So I'll look straight up, and above where I'm trying to go, this is where I'm going to place my color because I have a hooded eye. So this right here is the hood in my eye. That crease you guys see, I'm going right above that. And right now, I'm just placing the product. And then the same brush, I'll go ahead and go into Tootsie. And I'll go ahead and continue to follow this on out. And I'm making sure the line transitions right here in between both. And now I'll go in with a completely clean brush. This is going to be my Luxie 121. This is a mini tapered brush. And with no product, I'll just go in and kind of blend that out just a little bit. So it'll look like that. And then I'm going to use my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And I'm going to be using a Color Pop brush. Doesn't have a number on it, but it's just a flat brush. And I'm going to go in and set this lid down. And I'm going to go ahead and use this shade mixed with this shade. With probably just these two. Yeah, this shade and this shade mixed together. And then I'm gonna take my Morphe E15, what I use to clean up around my eyebrows, and I'll go ahead and go into these top two shades to go ahead and set down this brow bone. And before I do anything else, I'll go back into the dark green and just take and rub it off on a napkin, and go back into the light green to make sure I'm not losing any of that. So we got that really nice gradient. Now I'm gonna go in with my Alamar brush that I received in the BoxyCharm set, and I'm just gonna go ahead and brush off any excess of that white and bone mixed on my actual eyelid. What are y'all doing? What? Come on. I know you guys are like, Lynn, where have you been in the last week? Why haven't you uploaded in the last week? Because I got these little three babies about 9 days ago. So these are the three little babies that's sitting here deciding to play around in the room with me today. You guys have already seen my big cat, but these are my three little babies. They are almost 5 weeks old now. So let's go ahead and put them up since they keep chewing on stuff, and let's go find something else. Hold on, guys. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my NYX Matte Liquid Black Eyeliner. And I'm gonna go ahead and line this. Now I'm gonna try to see if I wanna do white or if I wanna do more like an opalescent liner. I'm gonna use a Morphe S8 and I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna line this. Hopefully this works and I don't mess up this look. So now that I have the white line in place, now I'll just simply go back in and actually go over that with the colors. And that is how we're gonna go in there and make that neon. So now that we have the first one done, now we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye. Be right back. Okay, so for right now, we're done with the eyes. We'll come back to the eyes and add lashes and do something on the lower lash line. But now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the face. I'm using my Milk Makeup and I'm using my Hydra Blur Gripping Primer. Now, the one thing I did notice about this particular gripping primer is that you don't need to use a lot because using too much will start to come off. As you start to pile your products on, you'll start to see lifting with your products. So just a heads up, guys. That's one thing I did notice about the Milk Primer that I didn't notice about the Cover FX Primer. I didn't have that problem with the Cover FX Primer, and I'm careful to not put it directly underneath my eyes because that's really where I had the problems at. Not really sure. I did see some other people having that problem, but just use a little less and that should alleviate that problem. Now I'm also gonna go in here because I am an oily girl and I have pores. I'm gonna go ahead and go in here and use my Pore Blum Primer by Touch and Soul. And I'll go ahead and just take 2 squirts and I'll use this in an area where my pores are prominent. Typically in the center of my face. And I'll take and press it in. And this primer smells so good. And then I'm gonna use my Flower Beauty Translucent Matte Powder just to go ahead and set that down. And I'm just using this clear E.L.F brush that I got. I'm sorry, this is an Equate Beauty brush that I got. And I'll just go ahead and press that in over my cheeks and across my nose. And pretty much wherever I put that No Pore Blum Primer at. This will help lock down that actual primer and also help with my oil control. And I really take and press the powder into my cheeks to really press both of those primers into those pores and help fill them up. And I really just go in and make sure that this powder locks and seals that in. So when I go on top of it with makeup, I'll be pressing it in further. See how it already filled in my pores and made it look better? For makeups, I'm gonna be using my Remarkable Foundation in Cocoa Medium by Marc Jacobs. And I love this foundation because it reminds me a lot of my YSL Fusion ink. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my Kokie 618. This is my powder foundation brush. I'm gonna go ahead and wet it down with my E.L.F misting set. And I'm gonna go ahead and start blending that out on the skin. And for concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and go in and use my Kevyn Aucoin. This is my Etherealist concealer, and this is a supernatural concealer, and this is in the shade medium EC06. So we're gonna go in here and use this just to bring balance to the actual face. And I'll also go in just to brighten that up just a little bit so it starts to match my chest just a little bit better. I'm gonna use my E.L.F Camouflage Concealer. This is a 16-hour camo concealer in medium sand. And because it is so light, we're just doing a dot just to help that blend in. And I'll go ahead and take my Shot Miss A. This is a $1.55 sponge and it's so soft and squishy. And okay, I'll go in and try to blend it up down my nose. And now I'll go ahead and go in and set this all down. And I'm just gonna use my Midnight Powder Mix to do this. The ones you guys always see me use. And now I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face using my Flower Beauty powder. And now I'll go ahead and use the butt of the sponge to go ahead and get that completed up. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my Kat Von D Golden Setting Powder to go ahead and knock away any other bake underneath my eyes. And if it seems like a lot of powder, it's because it is. It's supposed to be a pretty hot day today in the South, so I don't want to take any chances or anything like that. So I am going in and making sure I have everything locked into place. So this way I won't have any problems or any issues. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Lancome Dual Finish Powder. And this is in 460 Suede. To go ahead and go across and set the rest of my face. Just going to go ahead and use my foundation brush for that. Just go ahead and get most of the stuff off of it. And go in here and make sure I buff all of this away. Now I'm going to go in with my Sleek Cosmetics. This is my bronzer and contour palette. And I'm going to be using these two shades right here mixed together to go ahead and go in and contour right here along my actual cheeks to add shadows. Right here down my nose just to bring a little bit of dimension back to my nose and under my lip. And of course along the jawline, you know, where I think I should have a jaw. And right here at the top of the tip. And then I'll go in with the warmer shade, which is going to be a bronzer for me. And now I'll go in and start to blend all that out. So it still creates a shadow for me. But it also has a little bit of luminosity to it. So it's also going to bring just a little bit of brightness to the face as far as a skin light look. And I'll just use that to go across the shadows. So it's not such a harsh look with the shadow. Using that same brush, I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off. Get all the additional powder out of it and wipe it off on an actual napkin. And I'm gonna go into my Love Struck blush, my Love Struck blush. And this is by Decay Beauty. And this is in the shade Baby Boo. So it looks like this. And I'll go ahead and go in there and load it up pretty heavy and go onto the cheeks. And right now, I'm just putting it down for placement. I'm not blending anything out just yet. This is just going down for placement. So while I have that down for placement, I'm going to go ahead and use my MAC, and this is their Loose Pigment in Melon. I'm going to use this on a Sigma Concealer Blend Kabuki F79. I'm going to go ahead and use the MAC pigment as an actual highlighter, coming down right here on the top of the cheeks. And this is just the base for my highlighter that I have coming. And now I'll take and go ahead and blend out that blush. And I'll also go ahead and go back over it with the powder brush, just to make sure it's all blended in correctly. Now the real star of this show is actually going to be coming in from Artist Couture blush. Artist Couture loose highlighter that I'm going to go ahead and use. So let me pour that out for you guys. For the eyes, we're going to go ahead and use the Safari Raine collection from Colored Raine. And this is their eyelash in Glamazon. And I'm going to be using this with, of course, my Makeup Revolution, my House of Lashes lash glue. So we're going to go ahead and pull these out. This is what they look like. So we'll go ahead and get these babies on out. So while we're letting the eyelashes dry, I'm going to go ahead and take my Photo Finish Primer Water by Smashbox and go ahead and spray my face down. I did go ahead and use the Ulta Beauty Limited Lashes Volumizing Mascara on my top lashes only. So we're going to use this to go ahead and get rid of some of the powder look. Now, because this area is slightly wet, do not, whatever you do not look up right now. Try to keep your face down and just press the product, the primer water, into the actual skin. And this will help set you up for your first barrier. Now, while we're letting that continuously dry, you want to give it a second. But while you're doing that, still looking down, go ahead and start preparing your next product. The next thing I'm going to use is my NYX Mermaid Siren. And I'm going to go ahead and use the brush that I was using before. I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that brush off. And I'll go ahead and wet this on down. And I'm going to take and put this in my inner corner. And this is going to be the base of our next product that's coming in with us is the Artist Couture, and this is the Diamond Glow Powder in Mermaid Fantasy. But before I actually do that, time to go ahead and pop these lashes on. We're gonna go into the Artist Couture, and this is the Mermaid Fantasy. And this is where we're gonna go ahead and add in just a little bit more pizzazz to the actual look. Take and go ahead and get that green off the actual brush. And you're gonna do a double dip. You're gonna go back into the green from Juvia's Place on the tip of the brush. Now you're gonna go ahead and wet this, and then you're gonna dip into the powder. And now you're gonna go back to your original brush that you used, the MAC Melanome. And you're gonna go ahead and wet that. And with the product in the top, now you're gonna go ahead and go over and put down a little bit of that green on your cheeks. And this is the fantasy look that you guys are gonna get. So it's gonna have just a little bit of a green hue to it. Just a little bit, not a whole lot, but just a little bit of green to where it actually makes sense, see? And once you get that laid down, what you guys wanna go ahead and do is just make sure that you're brushing across your brow bone area with it. And I'll go ahead and wet my brush one more time. And I'll go back into the actual product. And right here on the tip of the nose. Now you're gonna take your Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray and go in and set everything down. Now you're gonna go ahead and take your sponge and go ahead and mash all that product into the skin. Go over everything. Now before I go in here and tackle my bottom lash line, I will go ahead and go back and finish up my actual eyebrows. So I'm gonna use my NYX Cosmetics, and this is going to be their Architect Waterproof Slim Eyeliner. I use this to create hair strokes in my eyebrows. See how I created those look like individual hairs in the actual brow versus that brow? And before I do anything else to it, I'm gonna go ahead and set it down to get rid of all the powder that's in the brow. So I'll just take, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is the Dip Brow Gel in Granite. And now I'll just go in here and get rid of all that powder that was in my brows. And there's your brow. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna go ahead and do, this is what the face is looking like so far. So the next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go ahead and address this bottom lash line. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my E.L.F. glitter primer. This is a $1 primer and it works amazing. I've been using it for years. I don't feel the need to actually have to use anything else. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my small NYX Cosmetics brush. I work off the back of my hand. And I'm gonna be using a glitter called Mermaid Lips. This is from Glitter Injections. I depot it, they come in like syringes, literal syringes. I depot that and put it into these little craft balls. I got these little craft balls on eBay, and I'm gonna go ahead and work on the lower lash line with this. You wanna be careful and make sure you're going in and getting underneath your lashes with this. Okay, so my camera cut out while I was finishing up this eye, so I'm gonna go back in and show you guys exactly how I went ahead and completed that out. You wanna be very careful because now you have a full face of makeup done and glitter gets everywhere. So I'm gonna take some more glitter glue from E.L.F. on the back of my hand. You don't really need a lot, like that's way too much. But the reason why I like this NYX Cosmetics brush is because it allows me to get into really small detail places. Because you can take, once you have the product on it, and just flatten it out just a little bit. So you're able to get the brush tiny, pretty tiny and pretty small. And like I said guys, you wanna make sure you're getting underneath your actual lashes. Do not glue your lashes down to your face or you're not gonna be able to complete the next step that we're gonna go over. So I'm gonna go ahead and go under here. See the lashes sticking out? I'm going underneath that. Now earlier, all I did when my camera cut off earlier, All I did was just go in there. I'm working from the top. Make sure you tap off that excess glitter. I'm going there and start sticking the glitter down. Don't rush this process. One, you don't want to get glitter in your eye, especially if you're wearing contacts like what I'm wearing, because glitter underneath contacts will cut your cornea. So don't do that, guys. And plus, you just don't want to get glitter in your eye anyway, not if you can help it. Now, you'll go in here and go back and forth with just pressing in the glitter. And just making sure there are no gaping holes or problems or anything. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your regular brush, make sure nothing is on it. And you'll go under and then one sweep. Sweep away. See the glitter that came across on the actual edge of the brush right there? Now you're gonna take it, you see the glitter over here, you're gonna take and go around to the other side, like this, where nothing is there. And you're gonna take, and you're gonna pull your face down like this, and you're gonna do one more sweep. So that way you don't have any glitter fall out or anything on your face. And a lot of times when you're concentrating on your eyes like this, sometimes your eyes may get a little watery. That's completely okay. Just go ahead and dry them. Now that you have that done, now you're able to go ahead and put mascara on your actual bottom lashes. And what you're gonna go ahead and do is you're gonna go in. This is what it looks like so far, guys. So we're gonna go in, and this again is my Ulta mascara. You guys know the one I always use. You're either gonna do 2 coats of that, but I always like to go in with my Bad Girl Bang by Benefit. And I'll go ahead and use this to go in there and layer up my mascara. And then because I just need this to be a little bit more dominant with the glitter on the bottom, I'm gonna go in one more time and seal everything off with my Ulta one. And I was thinking about just going in and doing like a nude lip. So that's probably what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Jeffree Star. This is supposed to be a green on green. How can I make this stand out? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my Jeffree Star. This is in Dominatrix. And line my lips. I'm gonna go ahead and ground out the lip with a dark green. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Jeffree Star Velour lipstick, and this is in Crocodile Tears. Crocodile Tears. I'm gonna go ahead and run that right in here like this. Let's lighten that up just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and use Jeffree Star Dirty Money to go ahead and just let's lighten it up just a little bit. Okay, so we got that lightened up just a little bit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go back in here with the brush. I'm gonna use my Alamore brush from earlier, and I'm going back into my Artist Couture. And before it completely dries, and now I'm just looking for a regular clear gloss, and I'm gonna use my JD Glow Cosmetics, and this is their clear gloss in Smitten. And I'm gonna make sure I just go ahead and pour this gloss to the back of my actual hand. So this way I don't contaminate the gloss with the colors mixing into it. And I'll go ahead and pull it. So this is what the look's looking like so far. I'm gonna go ahead and give it one more spray with my Urban Decay All Nighter. And then we can go ahead and pull this headband off. So we can go ahead and take down my actual braid out and actually come back with the final look and show you guys what it's looking like. So, okay guys, so this is the final look. I brought you in a little bit closer so you guys can actually see the look. So what do you guys think? It's just one of those makeup processes that, man, you just gotta stick with it. Like you gotta trust the process. You gotta see it through to the end. If you're able to see it through to the end, then you're able to go ahead and get it, you know, to where it is very neon, very green, just all over the place. But I love this green look. What do you guys think? Okay guys, so you had a chance to see how I was able to create this look. You know, it started out, you know, a little shaky, but we got there. We got there. You just really got to stick with your actual look. And to be honest with you guys, what'll really pull and bring most of your looks together is gonna be lashes. Because sometimes you can't really see or feel or get the whole gist of an actual look until you actually throw on lashes and you like, night and day. Just like that, a look comes together. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this look inside of the green color series. And if you have, again, just let me know what you guys want to see next. And again, thank you so much for watching me. You know, I don't care when you watch me, in the morning, afternoon, evening, late at night. You know, when you're busy trying to figure out if you're going to buy Jacqueline Cosmetics, you know, whatever floats your boat. But thank you so much for spending time with me, YouTube. And until next time, have a good one.